Hello, welcome to another Friday live stream of yoga. And I'm going to try to do this as frequently as I can. When I first started live streaming, I only did the first and third Fridays of the month. And then during the fitness challenge, it seemed to really work with my schedule to do the live stream every Friday night. And when I have good dogs, I don't have to worry about photo bombs. But the one that's here right now, I thought it would be kind of fun if he actually did interrupt, because it would be like a bull in a china shop. He's quite large and in charge. But this practice tonight will be tendonitis friendly. Now, I am on the mend. If you do take care of any inflammation in your elbow and not use it unnecessarily and then support it with a band like this, you should heal rather quickly. So there will be a couple of down dogs in this practice tonight. If you have problems with your wrists, I wouldn't recommend doing the down dogs, but they will be swift. So it depends on how much pain you actually experience in your wrists. But it's been very cold again, so I wanted to do a flow that would actually warm us up from the center all the way out. And so that means we're going to be working on our core as well. But we're going to start in a seated position. You don't need any props. I rarely use props. If I do, it's usually a blanket and a pillow. But tonight, it's just the mat. And we will flow, and we will also connect to our core. But we're going to start with some breathing, and we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. And if you're unfamiliar with that, we're going to use two fingers. We're going to use the thumb and our ring finger, or pinky if you feel more confident doing this. And we're going to hold one nostril closed while we breathe in through the other. Then we switch to hold that nostril and we breathe out through the other one, and then repeat the process. And feel free to have your eyes closed while we do this. It's very zen. It will get you just completely relaxed. It'll allow you to forget any problems that are going on, around you right now. And it just gives you a moment to yourself. Oh, and here comes the big guy. I'm going to try to get him settled. Here, lay down. Lay down. You want me to get your dog bed out? All right, let me get your dog bed out. Come here. You can lay right over here. There we go. Good boy. We'll see if he's content laying in his dog bed. I call it his dog bed because he's one that has to come up here occasionally when I have multiple dogs, because he's very protective of me now, and he does not care for other dogs that might be here. All right, so we're going to start by holding our right nostril. Close your eyes and then breathe in through the left nostril. Hold at the top, switch, and breathe out through the right. Now breathe in through the right. Hold at the top, switch, and breathe out through the left. Now that we've got that going, we're just going to breathe in, hold, and switch, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, switch, and breathe out. Hey, buddy. Here, lay down. I'm trying to get all zen. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. No, get in the bed. 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 So much for relaxing. Now breathing in. Hold. Switch. And breathe out. I hope you got some good relaxation out of that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull our right foot into the center line and have our left foot stretched out at an angle. And then we're going to turn to face our left foot. And then lifting our hands up and overhead, we're going to go into a forward fold. Breathing in as we look forward. And breathe out as we tuck our chin to our chest. You can hold on to your feet or your toes or the bottom of your pants. And we're going to breathe in and out. Now, when we raise our body, our torso up, allow that movement to come from center, so you'll feel your abdominal wall engage. Now we're going to take our right hand and place it on the outer edge of our left thigh, and we're going to take our left arm and reach up towards the sky and over. So a little bit of a side stretch, finding some space in our left side and coming back to center. Now we're going to switch sides. So bring your left foot in, right foot out at an angle. Turn and face your right foot. Lift your arms up to the sky and forward fold. Take a breath in and tuck your chin to your chest as you breathe out. And taking another deep breath in and out. Now take your left hand after you kind of got me a little discombobulated. Have your left hand on the outside of your right thigh. Reach up to the sky with your right hand and over. So now we're getting a good stretch in the right side. Good. Now we are going to stretch our legs out in front of us. And we're going to do a little staff position just for a couple of breaths. And we want to focus in on our spine. So you want to make sure that you've got a nice straight spine, almost as if you had a dowel and it was up against your back, it would fit flat against your back. I know that's not physically possible, but you want to imagine that your spine is a straight stick, just like a dowel. You can have your eyes closed, and we want to dig down with our thighs. You might find that your feet come up off the mat when we do this. Now grab both knees and bring them up. And we're going to go into a little boat. Do not panic. We're going to do it in stages. So the first thing that we're going to do with our hands behind our knees, we're going to tilt back so that our feet come up off the mat. If you don't feel confident in doing this right away, have your toes on the mat, but tilt back. And again, keeping your back nice and straight. So we don't want to hunch over like this. You want to keep your back straight. You want to pull your shoulders back. Now we're going to lift our legs to where our shins are parallel to the ceiling, still holding on. Then, when you feel like you've really got it, let go and reach your hands forward. So you've got a little boat. And then relax, back into boat, relax. You'll feel your abdominal wall and your quads kick in. Boat and back. Now we're going to try low boat. So this is wrist friendly, but it's not belly friendly. So what low boat is we're going to go down like this and back up. So we're not going to hold it for very long. We're really just dropping and bringing it back up. So you should feel your abdominal wall engaged at this point. So we're going to drop and rise up. Drop and rise up. And one last time, drop and rise up. Now we're going to place our toes on the mat just for a couple of seconds. And then we're going to do another boat. But this time, once we're in boat and we have our hands out, we're going to straighten that right leg and bring it back up, and then straighten the left leg, bring it back up, and take a break. And we're going to do that a few more times. So into boat, right leg straightens, back up, left leg straightens, back up, take a break. And you can rest your feet on the mat. So that's 2. We're going to try to do 2 more. So boat, right leg straightens, up, left leg straightens, back up, and take a rest. My left knee keeps popping. It's the one that I injured years ago, and it came back to haunt me when I went to an escape room with my grandkids. And it's just now getting better, but it still pops at the most inopportune times. Now boat, straighten that right leg, back up, straighten that left leg, back up, and take a break. Now, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. This is a great resting posture, allowing our thighs to drop to the sides. You may not have enough space to do this, so your legs might be like this. That's fine. As long as you're able to completely relax them so that we don't have any muscles engaged. Gives us a minute to recoup from that little boat flow. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to cross our ankles and we're going to come through to all fours. Now this is going to be cat-cow. If you have problems with your wrist and you're unable to do this, then please do a spinal flexion in a seated position. But for the rest of us that are up and on our mats, make sure that your knees are right below your hips and that your wrists are right below your shoulders. We're going to take a deep breath in, drop our belly for cow, breathe out as we go into cat. Really dig into the tops of your feet and your fingertips. Breathe in for cow and out for cat. In for cow and out for cat. One more time, drop your belly, really reach back with your shoulder blades to open your heart space, and breathe out as we journey into cat. Now move your hands forward slightly on the mat, curl your toes under, And very slowly peel your tailbone up to the sky for down dog. Take a couple of steps. Now we're going to anchor that left heel to the mat, lift that right leg up to the sky, bend that knee, bring it forward into a low lunge. Now we want this to be a light low lunge. So even with weak wrist, we should be able to do this pose easily because we're recruiting all of our muscles in our legs to keep us up. We're not using our hands, or in other words, we're not putting any weight on our hands. Now lower that left knee, go into the top of that foot, and we're going to lift our hands up to the sky, slight back bend, crescent lunge. Then back to low lunge, curl your toes under, and then tilt back for a runner's stretch. So we're allowing our foot to come off the mat. Only our heel is in contact. We should get a good stretch in the back of our legs. Then we're going to roll forward, lower our hands to the mat, lift that back leg, and step that right foot back to down dog once again. Now we're going to anchor that right heel to the mat, lift that left leg up and up to the sky, bend that knee, bring it up and forward into our low lunge. And again, recruiting all of our muscles in our legs to keep from crashing into our hands and our wrists. Now we're going to lower that knee, place your foot so that the top is against the mat, and then lift our arms up and back to the sky, crescent lunge. Then lowering our hands, curling our toes under, and reaching back with our hips, allowing our foot to come up off the mat. Runner stretch. Now this time, as we roll through that left foot rather, we're going to look forward and we're going to go up to a forward fold directly from this position. So we're going to lift that left leg and step forward with that right foot into our forward fold. Take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to move a little bit closer to the front of our mat. Have your feet off to where your toes are hanging off the sides. Place your hands together in prayer position. Have your elbows on the inside of your knees and lower your hips into a yogi squat. Now, you may not be able to go all the way down with your feet flat on the mat like I have mine. You might end up more in a froggy squat, and that's fine. But this is a really good position just to test your boundaries. It took me a few years to be able to go down and keep my feet flat. Now from here, if you're in a froggy squat, then you're going to want to stand up and go to a seated position a different way. But if you're in a yogi squat like I am, place your left hand back, then your right hand, and then just go to your bum. And we're going to lower to our backs. And the best way to do it in order to connect to our abdominal wall is to have our hands out in front, interlace your fingers, maybe have a steeple grip, point your toes for a little counterbalance, and tilt your tailbone first up. And then that allows your lower back to be able to come in contact with the mat as we roll slowly onto our backs. Let me get a little more centered. Now we're going to go into reclined pigeon. So what we're going to do with that is lift our left knee up to the sky, place our foot on the mat, lift our right foot up and over and cross over like a number 4. Then with your hands, reach between your legs, lift that left foot up off the mat, interlace your fingers behind your calf, or behind your thigh, sorry. It would be kind of hard to do this with your hands behind your calf muscles. And then flex both feet. You want to keep both of them nice and active. And we're going to push out with our left foot and pull in with our arms. But we want to keep our shoulder blades in contact with the mat. Take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to release. Do the same thing on the other side. So lift that left leg up and over the right. Lift that right foot up off the mat. Reach between, interlace your fingers. Keep your shoulder blades on the mat and push with that right foot while you pull with your hands. And take a deep breath in and out. This is really great for the tendons and the ligaments in our hip area. Now we're going to release and bring the soles of our feet together for reclined cobbler's pose. Just allowing all of our muscles to relax. Just breathe in and out, nice and slow. Now we're going to stretch our legs out and inch your feet over to the bottom right corner of your mat. And then without moving your hips, move your head and shoulders to the top right side of the mat. Lift your hands up and overhead. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and stretch. Really pull. Then to deepen that stretch, cross that left foot over your right. It's like a crescent moon. And then relax. If you have a dog in the room, pet the dog. Then allow your feet to go to the bottom left side of your mat. And we're going to inch our shoulders and our head to the top left side of our mat, reaching our hands up. Well, I didn't allow myself much room. Grabbing your right wrist with your left hand and pulling it up and over. Try to make sure your shoulders are in complete contact with the mat. You can choose to cross your right foot over the left. Take a deep breath in and out. Now going back to center on the mat, we're going to end this practice in Shavasana. So place your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your stomach. Take a deep breath in, deepest breath you've taken all day, and breathe out. He heard the doggy pipeline in the neighborhood, so he's going to run down and check it out. Another deep breath in and out. And that's it. Now, both times that the stream froze, it was primarily because I got up and moved super fast, or at least I'm guessing that that's what caused it. So I'm trying to make sure that I move nice and slow. And I'm just going to check and see how many people we have in here watching. And there's just a couple of people, and there's no comments. But in the future, if you see this later on, I'm going to try to live stream every Friday night at 7 Eastern Time. And if I'm unable to do it for any reason, I will make a post about it. There will be times that it just won't be possible. And for those times, I might try to record a yoga session and put that up on Saturdays. But anyway, I do hope you get some good use from this practice, and I will see you again next time. Bye.